Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And I heard about this man who was visiting Israel. And he enjoyed with his tour group the most amazing concert at the Moscovich Theater. After the concert, he was amazed about the architecture, the sound, the acoustics of that amazing auditorium. So he asked the tour guide, "Excuse me, was this auditorium named after Chaim Moscovich, the famous Talmudic scholar?" And the tour guide said, "No, it was named after Sam Moscovich, the writer." Sam Moscovich, the writer. Never heard about him. What did he write? A check. I want to talk to you today about... No. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. And this is a continuation. Actually, I know you all enjoyed last week's Rabbi Green's sermon. But then, from my point of view, it felt disconnected what I wanted to tell you after Tu B'Shvat, right? So I have to wait until now, but it's amazing. It's amazing how if you observe all the little things of the Jewish calendar, eventually you will notice how all the dots connect to each other. Let me explain. During Tu B'Shvat, we had a Seder, right? And we call it Seder because it flows like Passover Seder. But in reality, and I was explaining this during our activity at Tu B'Shvat at the museum, I was saying that more than a Seder is a tikkun, a correction. Because what we during Tu B'Shvat, we believe that we are connecting with 4 worlds. Okay? 4 worlds. To the lowest to the highest is go Asiyah, world of action. Then we have Yetzirah, world of formation. Then you have Bria, world of creation, right? And Atzilut, the word of spirit. So through fruits, we connect to these 4 worlds. And the rabbi said, when you correct each one of the worlds through the Seder, right? More energy coming from Atzilut, from the spiritual world, will reach our world, which is the lowest one. It's the world of Asiyah. So you can have it clear. Our world is the world of Asiyah, the world to do. And the top one is called the world of Atzilut, the world of spirit. And you will remember, because even the Seder, when we connect to that world, we don't need anything. Because spiritual world, right? So this is what the rabbi said. This is beautiful. He said that we have all this abundance and energy coming from Atzilut to Asiyah, right? But because the levels in between are impure, right, are blocked, then not all that abundance reaches us. It is like, imagine you have a cistern, right? And you have a hose coming all the way from the cistern to you, right? And then you are collecting water from your end of the hose. And you realize that there is not such a like a big flow, just a little bit of water comes there, but you can put your cup there and just wait until the cup is full. Or what you can do also, you go all the way following the hose up to the cistern and you remove any blockage you may find in between. Right? That's the other way. That's what we do during Tu B'Shvat. But the idea is we want to receive all that abundance from Atzilut, all that abundance from God in this world. And why we want to do that? Because this is a world to do where we live, and we need as much resources as possible so we can do more. The more you have, the more you can do. And that's why we have Tu B'Shvat. And this is interesting because the rabbis say that Moses understood this principle. Moses understood that we live in the world of Asiyah, the world of doing, and Moses loved this world. Moses loved this world. And then this week's parsha, towards the end, we didn't read it because it's year number 3, but towards the end, we will see that Moses goes up to Mount Sinai for 40 days, 40 nights, without eating or drinking. Why? To bring the Torah to the people Israel, for the people of Israel. And it was this famous rabbi, his name was Jacob ben Asher, from the Middle Ages. He was something from the 1200s, that he said about this, what Moses did, to go up the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. He said about that, Ze Pele Gadol. This is an amazing thing. And he said, this is something that's never been done before. And the rabbis say, really? Say, hold on a minute. It's amazing things like nothing before. So, but what about the 10 plagues? What about the crossing of the sea? What about the manna? You see, when those episodes happened, this Rabbi Jacob ben Asher, he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. But now that Moses goes up the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights and comes back with the Torah, he said, Ze Pele Gadol, like something that never happened before. Now, this is interesting because we have to understand Moses' personality. At the end of the Torah, when Moses is about to die, the Midrash says that Moses begged to God to stay in this world for just a few more days, a few more hours, a few more minutes. And God said no. And Moses said, then let me stay here in this world as a fly. I will be a fly in a tree, but I want to stay here in this world for a little longer. God said no. And that was Moses, the one who wanted to stay a little bit more in the world of Asiyah, to do more, to accomplish more. He valued every second spent in this world. But then, said the rabbis, when he went up the mountain to receive the Torah, he had to leave this world. He went to the world of Atzilut, to the spiritual world. How do we know that? Because the Torah said he was for 40 days and 40 nights without eating or drinking. What is the world where you don't need to eat nor drink? The world of Atzilut. That's why during the Seder and Tu B'Shvat, we don't eat, we don't drink, because it's a spiritual world. Moses was there for 40 days and 40 nights. And why? To bring the Torah down to earth, to give it to the people of Israel. In other words, the rabbi said, Moses, the one who loved being in this world more than anything else, sacrificed that to be able to bring down the Torah for the Jewish people. And the questions that the rabbis ask at this point is, what are we willing to sacrifice in order to do or to give something to somebody else? Because to that action of sacrificing something to do something for somebody else is what Rabbi Asher called Ze Pele Gadol. This is an amazing thing that was never been done before. That kind of sacrifices, that kind of doing whatever, putting yourself in a discomfort in order to do something for somebody else. And I believe that this message is even more important this Shabbat, when we are about to enter to the month of Adar. As I mentioned before, Mishenichnas Adar Marvim Besimcha. When we enter into Adar, we increase our joy. But don't get confused. It doesn't mean that when Adar comes, we have to do more and more and more things to satisfy ourselves. This is a parsha to remind us that the way to bring joy to your life, the Jewish way, is to do like Moses. To love this world, but to love it because this is the world where you can do things for other people. And we all know that if we want to make this world a better world, we have to do lots of sacrifices. We love to do lots of things that at the end of the day are bad for the world. So in order to do something good for the world and for other people, we have to learn from Moses and to be able to sacrifice part of our comfort. So my question for you, my challenge for all of you is, what are you willing to sacrifice, to give away in order to do something great for somebody else? Because to that is what the rabbis call Pele Gadol, an amazing thing. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.